Hey there, gamers. Oh, sorry. I mean, hey, hi, and hello there. That's how I do my YouTube intros. We're going to be watching a video. It's called Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 Cleric Archetype Update. We've been watching all the Ashes of Creation updates, but we haven't done anything to post them. So let me go ahead and change my category on Twitch to Ashes of Creation. And we're going to get started. Because, yeah, I haven't watched this update. It came out like a couple days ago, like a few days ago, like maybe like 4 days ago or 5 days ago, or like maybe like a week ago. I can't remember anyway. Here it goes. Why do I like Ashes of Creation updates? Because I'm a nearly 30-year-old man who played World of Warcraft, and I'm chasing that high that I felt as a child when I played MMOs, and that magic of wonder.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to
sort of
yet
like was
another day
at its
in
peak.
Vera. Happy to
You
be
know,
with you
like
guys
a lot of other
again.
people.
I can't believe that it is the end of July.
Is that
but
relatable?
We have a fun presentation to show you guys today, an update on the Cleric kit, and also a little bit of a showcase for the Highwayman Hills area, which is a very cool point of interest. I am joined by two of our
like the
glorious
rhinoceros
designers whom you have
now, when I
spoken
play
with
these
before
games,
in the past. They are our resident
I don't
Dr.
usually
Bucky.
play Cleric.
Bucky, how you doing, buddy?
Good, I'm doing great.
I did go through a period in time where I was
sir.
the healer boy.
And then we
I was the
also
healer
have
man.
our glorious combat designer.
I was a
Mr.
dwarf
Trad.
priest.
How you doing, Trad?
Doing
I
great.
enjoyed it,
Happy to be here again.
but yeah, I'm very much
happy to
past
have you guys both.
that
So
point.
obviously, clerics are near and dear to a lot of people's hearts. We had a little bit of a showcase for the cleric. Gosh, when was that? That was last year, yeah?
You know, I've never played D&D either.
Ago, yeah.
I would love to play Dungeons and Dragons.
We were in,
but I don't have any idea like
area, and we were
what I would pick,
showcasing some things,
how I'd get into it,
and the
all that
community gave us a
jazz.
lot of
You know
great
what I mean?
feedback. And your guys' team on the combat strike team have now had an opportunity to kind of go through, analyze, and collect that feedback, incorporate it as part of our development process, and we have a little bit more extensive of a kit today to show. I think we have roughly 18 abilities.
I do like
how many abilities
the updates. 18 abilities?
Yeah,
somewhere
between 16 to 18 on there.
Yeah,
wow.
Jesus.
Very excited.
I do like that they do updates
big
with these
increase
games
gives
to
a
keep everybody
much more
posted.
comprehensive look at the core kit for the archetype, which is super exciting. So, before we begin, why don't we perhaps talk a little bit about the area that we are in? And by the way, yes, this is a noble warhorn. He's a big fella.
I like the rhino.
He's excited to get in there. He's heard that there is some minotaurs that have taken up residence in what used to be, I think, a bandit camp. Look at how we don't have sounds associated with them yet. Sorry, guys. Sound effects. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Hold on, wait. We got to time that. We got to time that right. Hold on. 3, 2.
That's a pretty good run.
Thank you, Bucky. That's perfect. And that is why you're a Dr. Bucky. No, but tell us a little bit about this place, the Highwayman Hills.
Yeah, so we're venturing into the Highwayman Hills, a place notorious for bandit activity. Always dangerous to run a caravan through here. Even just looking at these like walls here, you could see we could get jumped at any moment. But yeah, so used to be resided by bandits, but now there's a story arc that's been triggered. So the Shattercloud tribe of Minotaur have recently seized control of the area, so we're going to be seeing a lot of Minotaur activity now instead.
And that's part of the whole, how story arcs are intended to kind of change the environment, the world.
I like the idea that
obviously we saw this
in this game there will be like traveling caravans of people,
but the spawners are adapted
with actual items.
On the state of the world.
Like this is the perfect place to ambush some people.
Story arc conditions, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And if we're able to,
I like the idea of just being
might further change
an awful person.
Well.
This is absolutely.
You see a bunch of dudes with a bunch of items traveling along a path like this. Like, come on. They enter the dark portion of the path. They'll jump out of the shadows and steal all their goods. Ah, that's classic. That's just good fun for the thieves involved.
Beautiful.
And like nobody else.
A tremendously glorious job in creating. I love the canopy through the approach into the Highwayman Hills zone. It is cool super cool.
Yeah, it looks great with the God Rays coming in.
Oh yeah, you can't have enough God Rays, as Tristan knows. So do we have a quest for this area, or What are we seeing here? Ooh, location entered. Okay, so we actually now are in the Highwayman Hills. Perhaps I should let
Cool
my
effects. Cool effects.
my noble warhorn off here.
I'm looking forward.
You've been a trusty
16,
Steve, my friend,
18
this area is
spells?
just far too
16 to
dangerous for
18
your
spells?
kind. So just hang out here and we'll be back. Okay, so I think, you know, what's been relatively
Gamers
successful
these
in the
days.
past, or the community has enjoyed.
How many
is when we
fingers
kind
you
of
got?
Spend a little bit of time up front going through each of these abilities, describing what they do, and then we can do some gameplay and kind of show off the kit in action. We might want to take a volunteer, because I know this is all healing centric for the most part, which means we'll actually have to have a target. Bucky, would you like to be that target?
Sure, yes. Gotta do it right here in the shade. Is this good?
Oh my god, this is hopefully not a sign of things to come, but there's a corpse next to you.
I think it might be.
That guy didn't get any heals.
I mean, with
happened
the
to this guy?
with the effects that they showed for the mage in this game, it was like really.
Oh my god!
It's too much visually. It's, in my opinion, it's just too much.
So let's start off with this with this kit. What is our first ability that we have?
But that's because I'm a hater. Okay.
Which one are you? Are you
I'm an
looking at
old man.
It looks like, yeah, I'm looking
When
at
I see somebody casting a fireball, just show a fireball.
Projectile toward target ally. Each charge of the ability consumed after the first has no mana cost. Okay, that's nice. And it restores an increasing amount of mana to the caster based on the number of missing charges. Consecutive uses of the ability will gain bonus healing.
Yeah.
So talk to me a little bit about the intent here.
This is kind of the efficient maintenance skill that you can fall back on if things aren't, you know, hitting the fan too hard. So if you're, you know, if
whatever
if
happened
your target's
to
not gonna not in immediate
press
danger
one.
of dying.
Why aren't they
this
starting
is a
with the easy
lighter weight
ones?
heal that is much more efficient on your mana resource.
I'll just keep damaging myself so you can heal me.
Yeah,
nice.
It's pretty nice and comfortable to use. And see the little floating projectiles. It's not great for like a super reactive situation because they have that travel time.
I like the look of it.
But
you still have the opportunity to use them.
It's fun.
It's more like a predictive heal, right? Like when you don't need to immediately respond to a bad situation.
And just to keep in mind, guys, as always, this is very necessary for us to say, this is still a work in progress. We are working towards our Alpha 2. You're going to see the state of the UI is not in its final form. Same is true for the visual effects and everything else, right? Everything is
like
always
the visual
in the state
it's
of
very
polish
simple.
and kind of refinement, or excuse me, when we get to that state. But that's what you're kind of seeing now. So this is a pretty useful ability. You're intended to kind of like weave this in between your normal rotation, yeah?
Yeah. So like one of the
you know, I do love spammable abilities.
In the last version of the kit, we felt like, you know, you were kind of swapping between cooldowns because you just used whatever was up. But
the issue with like a spammable ability with that is it becomes like anytime there's downtime, you need to be pressing that button. And so it's just like, it just becomes filler. It's like, okay, I do my heal rotation of this, and then I cast the spammable ability. I do this, I cast the spammable ability. I do this, cast it, do this, cast it, do this, cast it, cast it, cast it, do this, you know? And like that, I don't know, like, I guess some people must find it fun, but that just seems like, why not just have like other abilities that weave together in interesting ways, in my opinion.
You didn't really have a comfortable like fallback, and so this one serves as more of a filler activity that's a little more
a filler activity,
and more spammable. A lot of healers we've played in past games, you know, they have that heal, like that core heal that you can just kind of use back to back, and that one is like
it's the
to a degree.
It's the filler activity. It's the thing to like keep your mind
between
busy.
This one and then the next one, Deliverance, they're both kind of like your core filler heals that you're constantly, like your bread and butter is really.
Yeah. Awesome. So Deliverance, let's talk a little bit about that. It says a held ability, which means that it's a variable charge value, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. I really like this one. I'm sure there's something out there, but I've never actually played a healer that had a casted heal that you could release at variable points of time, and it just, to me, it seems like it fits heal really well because of its reactive nature. So you can like release it. You can kind of like hold it in, you know, if your target's, you're almost like playing kind of Russian roulette with your target, like you're pushing it to the last second to get the most value.
Yeah, it's a really nice like tool to have to be able to like cook the heal basically.
I like that.
If you think the target's going to take some more damage, you get more value out of it. The
like a
other cool thing
charge
about
up.
this one is that
It's kind of fun.
it scales based on the missing health of the target.
And if you miss it,
if you cast it on me now when I'm at
your
full health,
tank gets
it'll heal for a lot
pissed.
less than when I'm pretty low.
That's super cool. Whoops. Okay, let's try you super low. So, holding it full length.
What game is this? This is Ashes of Creation. This is still the alpha.
To about 1400.
And that would have been.
They're
even
going
more
over
if his
cleric
health were even
abilities.
lower. So, like
Which
you
I
said,
know you.
if you're at like
I'll get
health,
From what I remember, I know you like playing
so
cleric.
you'll see an even bigger. So it scales on 2 axes basically. It's scaling on both missing
I'm at
health.
9.
Yeah, scaling on both missing
Deliverance
health and the
ability,
amount of time you charge.
you charge it up.
Oh,
The longer you charge, the better the heal is.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And the closer
I like
the
the
person
Russian
is
roulette
to
aspect of it. I
no
can just
HP, the bigger
imagine
the heal
amount
is.
of friction that's going to cause in parties when
So
the
they call it
cleric
Russian
player
roulette.
wants to maximize the efficacy of the heal versus the player recipient that's
I
like,
love
whoa,
to convert people
That
to my
drama
religion.
between tanks and healers is what MMOs are all about.
Man. Absolutely. That's like standard
I feel that. I feel that. I mean, not really,
interaction.
but
Okay,
you
cool.
know,
So that's a super cool
I'm
ability.
glad that you
Talk to
find
me a
that
little bit about
exciting.
Soothing
This is a bread and butter region spell. You know, it's got.
Like I said, I played.
You can either
played
stack
healer
them all on
in the
one target,
past.
and they don't stack in.
It was
healing,
fun.
but they will stack in duration. So if you just want,
But it's
like
just
a
not
really
something
long
that I like
duration
to
heal on your
do a
tank,
lot,
or
you
regen
know?
on your tank, then you could do that, or you can spread it out for more effective healing per second by having them all tick simultaneously on 3 different targets. So there's a.
So you
couple
got your
different
standard
uses.
heal over time ability.
Super cool. I love. Obviously, HOTS are something you try to keep up often. So this also has charges.
Yep, 3
3
charges.
charges.
Nice. Very cool. All right, I see we have a flash cure. Talk to me about the flash.
It's a way to play the game
cure.
without
Another
actually playing the game.
charge-based thing. This
You're
is
playing a
actually the
mini
last one,
game,
so it's not like
basically.
all the
You're a
abilities.
passenger.
Everything is charges. Charges.
You're playing a
stats on
mini
stats.
game.
They just happen to be very front loaded here.
And the
But,
mini
this
game
your last
is
charge-based ability.
Keep the green bars from
This is an
going
instant
down.
Heal. The neat gimmick about this one is you can use it during other abilities. It's kind of like our version of what you would refer to as an OGCD or an off global cooldown. We don't actually
So
have
they
a global
have
cooldown
an
in the game
ability
right
you
now,
can
but,
use
it
while using
serves
other
as
abilities.
that
That's
kind of
crazy.
thing where, for example, one way I like to use
Only
this
thing
is
you
if
gotta
you're
worry
charging
about.
Deliverance,
I mean, yeah, it does take a lot
you
of
could
stress
even
off.
push it a little further by hitting that flash cure as you're charging up Deliverance.
I mean, I enjoy
Now,
playing tank
presumably,
too,
though, you wouldn't
but
want to flash
tank
cure while
is
you're
it's work.
using deliverance unless
I mean, sometimes being
you're
a healer
afraid
is
that they're
work,
gonna
sometimes
die.
being
Exactly.
DPS is work.
Or you could also just
Less often,
let
but
go
you
of
know.
deliverance and have it just go off
But
right
yeah.
then and there. So you kind of have choices there, and whether you want to try to get maximum deliverance value by throwing in a flash gear or just making sure your target doesn't die.
Cool.
Flash cure.
That's super cool. I like that kind of
Resplendent
oh shit
beam.
button, so to speak, right? Where essentially, you know, for me as a person who's mained healer often, it's always a very tense situation when you're waiting for that massive group heal cast time to go off, or you know, whatever massive burst heal that you're trying to do, and you know, you're puckering up because who knows if they're going to live during that cast time. But if you need to, you can always pop a little bit of flash cures.
Yeah,
it's
fun to use.
minute. Yeah. What were you going to say, Trent? Yeah.
I was just like, it's fun to use. It's like a nice little emergency tool, because you know, a lot of the time you're as a healer, you're like waiting for that heal to go off. You're like, come on, and sometimes you miss it. It feels a little bad, and this is a way to.
Absolutely.
This is an answer to that.
Okay.
Yeah, super cool.
So
Okay,
it's like
next
if
one
you're
we have
doing a
here,
long
the
cooldown.
resplendent beam. Talk to me about that one.
That
We've
makes
seen
sense.
that, and we've seen an iteration of that in the past,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a returning one, but it's seen a little bit of change. Before it was just you popped it and it would do a chain heal. Now you can use it on Bucky. Just hit it, like tap the button.
Just a tap.
Yep.
Tap-a-roo.
Yep.
All right.
Exactly. There you go. And
Oh.
so you can use it as a quick single target heal that way, but you can also charge it. So this is another held ability, and the longer you charge it, the more targets it will bounce between.
Okay, another
So
charge
if-
ability.
If you do it again and you hold it, you'll see that.
I should probably
think that
set
that's-
my cooldowns to 0.
That's
for
kind of a
this
fun way to do it.
portion of the
It's kind of like a little bit of risk versus reward when it comes to casting your
Yeah, it
spells.
kind of has the
Whoops.
you can use it just instant cast to get a quick heal off on someone, or you can decide to charge it up basically and have it bounce to a bunch of people.
If
so.
you charge it all the way, it should bounce between all of us. A little triangle.
So let me try the quick cast again real quick. All right, so that's the quick cast, and then I'll charge it up.
Nice.
Ah,
Nice,
super
okay.
Cool. Okay.
That's
I like how
making
just, with the
healing a
animation,
little
it's
bit
like,
more involved.
Everyone step back.
I think.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, animators do some pretty cool work.
So you'll always
That's
have
cool.
those.
Very nice. Okay, I like the dual
The
purpose
decision
nature of that.
making
And obviously,
is what
this
makes
is a
it
great
fun,
point of
you know?
feedback for those of you in the audience who are kind of watching and taking a look at this
Instead of
class
just
kit.
like, all right,
You know,
spam my
do you
abilities.
like
If
the
they die, they die.
versatilities on a bespoke basis per ability, where you kind of have alternate types of functionality that's up to the user to determine based on the situation? Or do you like more static use cases, right? Something that is very specific and you have to kind of use it for that situation. That's a great question to get feedback on. Personally, myself, I think that providing the user a bit more flexibility and versatility in the use of these abilities makes for interesting gameplay, a lot of agency for the player to kind of move between. Okay, let's move to the next one. Blessed Weapon. Talk to me about this one.
This is one of my favorites. This is like basically a utility, a mana utility that you can use on either yourself or an ally. So it's kind of like a decision point of, do I want to, sacrifice some of my own mana resource management in exchange for helping out an ally? And one way I like to use this is I'll just kind of look at my own mana or someone else's, and it's like, oh, the tank's like really low. I'll throw this on them for now, and then I'll put it on myself later. The eventual idea, it's not set up this way currently, but the idea is you can like freely kind of switch it around between yourself and different party members. Right now it's just on a cooldown.
Okay, so I'm going to use this on myself, and what effect are we going to see right now?
So it'll bless your weapon as it is appropriately named, and while that is...
No, you gave it to me. Weapon.
Yep.
Yes,
shoot! So that means if Bucky were to attack an enemy, he would return mana per hit.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll show that off when we get into some.
But it's only weapon combos.
It's a mana returning ability.
Cool. All right.
Resource
management. Also, we have here. Let's go to Judgment. We have Judgment. We saw a version of this in the past.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So Judgments, we since changed Judgments. Now it's a lot longer of a cast. But effectively, it's similar, where you can either cast it on an enemy to do a huge portion of damage, or you can cast it on an ally to do a huge heal. So it's kind of a big charged nuke.
Nice. You want to do some damage to yourself here? Let me show that off.
Yeah, we've juiced this one up a bit.
It has received the juicing. Or, I'm sorry, apologies. The juice. The juice box. The juice box, thank you. Oh, whoops, that's the wrong one. Oh, yeah. Okay. Super cool.
So, not as big as Deliverance when they're fully charged. Deliverance at low health, but it's still pretty big, and it even if they're high, it'll heal for the same amount, so it's kind of...
Nice. Okay, cool. What's this one? What's Communal Restoration?
Another one that's a returning familiar cleric spell is this one's been changed a little bit too, but it's mostly the same. It's still a party-based heal. It's really your only party-based heal that doesn't have any proximity, unless like they're really far.
Little safety button.
Pretty far to all party members. It does a direct heal, but it also has a hot component. So it's like, or again, not super responsive, but it's very good value, especially in like an 8-person group.
Yeah, it's also giving some temporary hit points you can see, I think, in the UI. Yep. A little bit of temp HP.
Oh, let's see where that is. Where's that at?
Big fan
Should be a little
of
blue bar overlay on the health bars.
Lots of numbers popping up at the same time. That really gets the gets the endorphins
so
going. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. Once the effect expires, the temp health will go away. So if it wasn't, you weren't damaged in the time, then it's not effective healing.
Fair enough.
It feels like perhaps the instant health received from this might be a little low. Is that the intent, or?
It is a little low, and I mean, this obviously all these things are kind of in early iterations. Nothing super balanced. Things are kind of balanced, but like for this one, it's like, okay, the value is one, you don't have to worry about positioning of your team. It just hits everybody, and if in an 8-person group, that kind of adds up a lot. Plus the hot effect and all the other stuff going on.
Cool.
Okay.
Super cool.
I like that.
All right, what's this next one we have? Consecrating Wave.
This one's pretty sweet. So this one's a frontal cone heal. So you don't need a target for this one. You can just cast it and it'll shoot it forward based on which way you're looking, and it'll heal everyone it hits, all allies, and then it'll also damage enemies it hits too. So it has a dual purpose as well.
Love that. It reminds me of the
that's cool.
the Elden Ring weapon. It just sends out a lot of waves.
Communal Restoration. This one's a bit more powerful.
I also like the
also damage. So that's kind of the trade-offs. Is you have to position
the refracting light
but then
around the players.
A bit more power.
Something we talked about doing, but I don't think I've done yet, was making it split between all the targets hit. So if you hit a lot of targets, it'll do less, and like if you hit half enemies, half allies, it'll split the total throughput. But I don't think we've done that part yet.
Very cool, very cool. All right, talk to me a little bit about Divine Flare.
Yeah, this one is another kind of what I refer to as like action heals. Consecrating Wave and Divine Flare, they're heals that you have to aim in world. So this one, if you put it on the ground, it's like a delayed AoE. If you want to try that on Bucky or something. And after
Bucky, you look like you need some health.
I'm dying.
All right, here, let me help you.
Oh, see, you gotta get in it.
Oh,
fail.
missed it. Oh, that's so good.
So what's interesting about that one is it would also split amongst targets. So I got a bigger heal there because Bucky didn't make it in time. It is kind of a funny little like mind game going there of, oh, I'm gonna jump in there, but it's at the expense of his health because I'm stealing it.
Tanks only, please, in this AoE.
Yeah.
Get these trash mages out.
Some more social conflict dynamics going on.
Okay.
Name of the game.
I like the.
I still think with all these choices of different abilities to use, then it just starts to get like crazy, you know?
In that ability. I think that's super cool, especially for an AoE skill.
The hard part is going to be stopping players from locking into like, okay, these are my 3 best heals and they're what I use.
That's super cool. All right, awesome. Let's talk a little bit about
make everything
barrier.
situational.
Yeah, so barrier is the classic kind of shield spell you'd expect to see from a healer kit. So, but with the added twist that you have to sacrifice a bit of your own health as the healer to cast it. So it doesn't actually use mana, I don't think. It just, you sacrifice a portion of your health to directly give to another player every time.
Okay, I like that. That's cool.
Sacrifice your health
instead
of the mana?
And it's a clear delineation, obviously, in the style of the shield bubble, so that you can distinguish between, other bubble types, right? Like the mage's bubble.
Yeah, we can do a comparison.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah. Ah, you're bubble brothers. Do you guys bounce off of each other?
Bubble pals.
Yeah, we just got bubble physics in. Yeah.
Bubble buddies.
Here, have some help. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about the chains of restraint.
Yeah, this one's pretty similar to what it was before.
Chains, you say?
It does damage over time, so it's a really good, it's pretty much the primary AoE damage tool of the cleric, which isn't really the primary role of the cleric, but they get some. And it also applies stagger, so it kind of provides some offensive support. Stagger, for example, synergizes very well with some tank abilities, which what it effectively does
I've never met a healer
extends the
that
duration
didn't
of a
also
trip,
want to
which is
do a little
knockdown.
damage.
So if you've like stacked up a bunch of stagger on an enemy and then trip them, they spend more time hard to succeed than if they hadn't been staggered at all.
Very cool. And obviously, as we said, guys, just so you're aware, when it comes to the development of the abilities,
needs more chains though.
There is a specific pipeline that includes ideation into the bare bones kind of standing up of the functionality with design, and then it moves to animation to provide final animation sets, and then it moves to visual effects, and then it moves to audio effects, and visual effects and audio effects that tend to be at the end of that pipeline are usually the things that get that still need works, that are still heavily works in progress. So you're seeing the visual effects now, but obviously that will change in the future. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Defiant Light.
I thought it looked okay.
Yeah, so this one's
more
a
chains.
Really good tool for saving someone who's in danger of dying. It's very powerful.
I'm in danger.
Yeah.
Which one?
Okay. So it applies, first of all, it applies a huge heal over time to the target. But if they die while this heal over time is in effect, it'll prevent their death and heal them for a flat amount and dispel itself. So it's kind of like a... Oh!
Oh, wow.
I don't think it works with Nuke, but...
Oh, no.
That's funny. Just AIDS planted.
Does he have a resurrect ability? I would assume.
You said that it would keep you alive.
Oh, no, he's fine.
We'll see if it actually works in action.
We'll use it in action, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted to... you said, it'll keep you alive, so the first thing that came to mind is, let me kill you to demonstrate.
Yes, it is. If that had happened and that was real damage, it he would have prevented the death, the effect would be removed, and then he would receive a heal up to like 25% of his HP.
Awesome.
I don't trust this cleric.
Cool. It's cool.
Just go alone tread.
Okay, so that's Defiant Light. Not as defiant as we thought it would be.
Still,
but
there's
hopefully
so
it will be,
many.
When we get into combat. Okay, Healing Touch. Talk to me a little bit about this.
Similar to other games that there's like...
That's a melee heal, basically. You have to be up next to your target.
Sometimes there's
but
just
it
a
is
billion
insta
different
cast, and
abilities you
it's a
gotta
pretty fast
manage
heal.
between, but...
So, it's kind of like Consecrating Wave. It's being costed more on its positioning, but rewards... maybe if some of our
mastering all that is going to separate
really want to lean into this, because
the good clerics from the bad clerics. Because that's
okay. See, look at that. What I taketh, I giveth. There you are. Have health.
This one combos really nicely.
It's a lot of
too,
stuff
with
you got to
the
be
next
prepared
ability,
for, ready to load up at any point.
Because it'll let you
Looks
get
like
into
I'm gonna
melee
be
and
shit.
then you can follow it up with a,
No, you'll be
healing touch on
fine.
if they're low.
Yeah, this is
All
essentially an ally.
You're a gamer, okay?
So this is, you must have an ally targeted, and definition
You just gotta
of an
learn to
ally
press
is going to be any non
16 different buttons.
player.
Welcome back, Andre.
Mob NPC.
Correct.
Okay. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Oh, it's missing. I think it's missing audio effects. Let's see.
Wings of Salvation. Oh, it's that easy?
Okay,
Phoenix.
we gotta give
Yeah,
it the
man.
Full Phoenix.
Yeah.
Signature Phoenix ability.
All you gotta do is learn
Oh, the audio might be a little bit
16
bugged,
different
but that's
buttons,
okay. As we
learn
said, all things are work
positioning in
progress.
every fight that you do, and
There it
Try the
is.
one too
Got that
with the
full.
healing touch follow up.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Yeah,
T
just
into
don't
Shift
fuck up,
T.
ever.
Got it.
or you're out of the guild.
Yeah, that's pretty cool
There you go.
combo.
What if I T
Goddamn,
while
that was a KO in the
flashing
main
and
event.
then Shift T? Hold
It's
on.
cool.
one second.
Oh, I haven't even tried that.
I missed the UFC
Oh my
event because
God.
I was
Kirk
here.
incoming.
Crafting.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, that was
It all happened so fast, I can't even.
That's kind of cool.
super healing.
That sort of worked. I had to use like
saved
2 hands.
I like the
cool.
dash
Cool.
ability.
So we got Wings of Salvation, and then I'm looking here. We have Smite, Condemn, and Divine Infusion. We can't show Smite or Condemn. We'll use those on enemies here in a second. But let's talk about Divine Infusion, and this one is a bigger topic.
Yeah, so we'll talk about the class resource and then how this plays into it. You'll notice if you look at the top left, there are now 3 resource bars for the cleric. And that third one you might have seen going up and down as as Steven's been healing. But this resource regenerates based on how much healing and damage you've been doing over the last 10 seconds. So
Okay.
the more radiant damage and the more you're
So it's
healing,
sort of
only
like
effective
style
healing, so you can't
points.
overheal for this.
You build up those
the more
style
you're doing
points
it,
so you
the
can
faster
spend them on
this
big
resource will
spells.
build up. And the way you spend this resource is on an ability called Divine Infusion. And what this is if you have enough resource to complete the cast of a spell, you can use this during the cast of a spell and it will auto-complete that spell. I've never actually seen a mechanic like this in a game before. It was a pretty cool idea that came up across the design team.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so essentially, I am gonna build up some of the unique energy. I'm gonna do that by healing Bucky, and then I am going to use a long cast ability, and I'm going to attempt to use Divine Infusion to complete that cast sooner than normally would be possible. And just to be clear, if I were not to, let's say, use that ability, then I would have a passive benefit for my character while that energy is maintained that amplifies some spell efficacy as a healer.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's like an emergency button. Like, I need to get out some big heals and quick.
Try to get some of this.
But if you just keep it built up, then it's like, general strength.
Oh, I got 1 off of that. Okay, so it's gradually earning it over time.
Yeah, like when you heal, it kind of gives you some generation of this resource, then it kind of rewards you the actual resource over time. So you can see it kind of filling in your bar.
Yeah, we've been referring to this as like a heat mechanic, right? So it's not like a direct instant
mechanic.
translation.
That's a good way to
you
put it.
heal this much
building
and
up
you
heat.
get this resource immediately. It's like ramping up your region and build up rate.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to use Judgment, and then I'm going to pop my Divine Infusion. Oh, whoops.
That's bad. I don't think it would work.
Shift one.
Yeah. Oh, look at
Very
that!
nice.
And it consumed some out of it.
Oh, you were able to
Okay,
do two?
very cool. Yeah, I was able to
Cool.
do 2.
Okay.
I like
cool.
that. Another oh shit button.
You're giving the
Very
clerics
cool.
plenty of oh shit
Cleric,
buttons.
this version of the cleric has a lot of tools in its kit. Just to set expectations, you know, that not any given cleric build would probably have all of these things. You would spec into certain ones.
Okay.
Most likely, we're still working.
So
that
you'd
out.
spec into certain abilities and certain other ones.
Awesome.
On
Okay,
here
so let's
would
take a
just-
look then at some of
You
those
just
more offensive.
you don't get them.
abilities.
You don't have to learn
Let
how to
us
use 16
perhaps
abilities.
find a
Maybe like 8?
potential target.
That'd be
Sure.
fair.
Mentors right up here. Use smite and condemn. You
That's
think we
enough
can
for
heal
my
just one
old
of
man
them
brain
off?
to handle.
We could. I could
Wait,
grapple
let me
one.
actually heal you.
Maybe
up.
heal me. Trad could sleep the other 2 actually too.
Oh, and let me set my cooldowns so that I'm not cheating too much. Back to standard.
Want to sleep the back 2 Trad, and I'll grapple the front one.
Sure.
All right, and then I'm going to use. What is smite first before we do that? What is smite?
Smite's just you can use it in 2 different ways, as is a running theme with a lot of our abilities, but you can use it from a range, and it'll have a cast time and just do damage to the target. And if you use it in melee, it's an instant cast, so again, one of those things that you get a little more benefit for.
You'd be a
if you're
battle
up front.
cleric,
Okay, so
I would assume.
it's going to apply a stack of burning and deal instant damage.
At that, Judas. How's it?
To the target. Okay, and then just real
How's
quick,
it going?
condemn is a straight up just stun.
Going all right.
Correct.
Watching the
Stun.
cleric video. Nice to meet
very
you.
Cool. Okay. So, in that case, let me start by casting judgment on it, perhaps.
Okay.
While you prepare to sleep those 2 rain callers.
Okay.
Okay,
Yep.
ready? Casting judgment.
Good timing.
All right. Okay, now you're good. Tank, if you want to grab it. Good luck. All right.
See, like,
Oh,
maybe it's
smite,
just me
that's
being
kinda
a hater, but the mage abilities are just... They're very dominating
that's very
visually. And, like, that's one guy.
How you doing over there?
If you got, like,
Oh, Jim Dread's taking some.
3 or 4 mages going off all in the same area, not to mention every other character having, you know, their abilities going off.
Very cool.
The the visual information
Hang of this.
and clutter is going to be a lot. That's my...
Well, I noticed that on
That's my
this
opinion.
wand, I'm getting some health back a little bit. This has some minimal lifesteal or something?
That's just my opinion. As a
Yeah,
gamer,
is that the one from Carver?
as a
Like
man
Carver
with
in the one, yeah.
eyes,
Nice. Very
Little
cool.
passive life leech.
can't have it look like.
Alright, so I noticed that we
too
have
cluttered.
a quest in this area.
To be
Or
fair,
what is this?
most of your
This is not a quest,
tanks
this is a story arc.
will not be as
Yep.
scrolled out
Yeah, so we're
on
gonna
their
try and
view.
go through this area, and we're looking
I
for.
guess,
I think the
yeah.
first part of the quest is a bag.
See
You're
what
on the
you're
quest,
saying.
right, Steven? Looking for a
But
backpack?
still,
I am on the quest. So let me just why don't we just stand here real quick? Up near
is that not like
the
a lot of?
bridge.
you
I just
know,
want to get a look at this.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah,
It's a
that
lot of
does look really
visual
cool.
It's an old
effects
abandoned
going
ruin.
on.
Yeah,
and once
this
again,
is just a beautiful area.
It's
I mean,
it's an alpha. It's
you
an
know, I
alpha
love
2.
what the
You know, maybe
environment
things
team's
change
done.
by the time the actual game
ruins,
releases, but
the god rays.
I'm
everything.
sure
Great
with a
job
lot
here.
of the
So what are we
testing, they'll be
doing
able to
next?
tell,
What is,
like, okay,
this quest,
you know,
obviously,
when we have those
some
big
bandits have
siege
been
battles where it's like
expelled
hundreds
from
of
the
people.
area. There's some minotaurs and whatnot. What are we doing here?
you gotta
so
have a
we're
way to like
kind of
parse that
coordinating
out.
with one of the bandit leaders.
We're only
so I think
seeing
we're
a
gonna have to
cleric
find his
view.
bag
I would
to,
imagine the tank is
and go
seeing a
meet-
lot
meet
of
up with everything.
sparklies up
Fine, we gotta
close.
Fight through some minotaurs first.
Okay. all
Yeah.
right, cool.
And that's
I got your
the
back. You do your thing.
that's the
Chicken
tough
Wing.
thing,
I got
you know?
We got a war grizz too.
If I'm sitting up in there and I'm like in the business, you know, when stuff's going down,
All right. I brought some friends.
you got lightning bolts flying past you, you got
No, you're good, you're good, you're
explosions
good.
coming around you.
I got you.
The bear's
And,
looking
you
at
know,
me.
not to
Oh, he's
mention if you're
charging.
playing against
Oh, he mauled you. Did he knock you down?
Yeah, I got
like
knocked over
other
a little bit.
characters using their
I can knock him
abilities, how
down
are you going to
too.
be able to discern what's a
Yeah.
friendly ability and what's not? You know?
Nice. Very nice ball lightning. Okay, Trad doing some deeps. Here, I can help you out with the deeps.
I think with the guys that they're fighting right now, it's kind of hard to use that as a potential example, but
Yes, he's like, I'm the only
it's just
healer.
something that I'm concerned with. As you know,
Chris has so much health. Oh, I'm dying. Oh, nice.
A designer myself, not a game designer, but a designer. You know, I know a lot about
maximum
visual
efficacy
clutter.
on the.
I've committed it many times.
Deliverance. Oh my God! There's a bear. Oh no!
I'm not a fan of a cleric standing so far back. In Age of Conan, a version of cleric is called Bear Shaman, very up close. Well, they did mention that the cleric smite ability goes off immediately if you're like in melee combat range. So there has to be some sort of like battle cleric.
Of course, as you guys all know,
you know?
Oh God, it's standing. It's sensing you.
It would not surprise me at all if there's some sort of like, you know, up close fighting cleric, you know? Classic giant mace
not too bad. Now,
whacking them,
obviously,
smiting
I know
them.
we haven't gone through really a balance pass between
song
mana
and dance.
consumption and cooldowns and health return. So as you guys are watching, just keep that in mind. You know, this is work in progress. We're really trying to stand up the core functionality of the kit and getting its playstyle to represent the role,
ever since the
especially
mage
within
ability
synergy
preview, you know,
of the Holy Trinity.
Going to buy the ever-loving crap out of this game. No, I feel you. I feel you.
Hey, that wasn't
like,
too bad.
The game,
you handled that.
A lot of the ideas that they have
well.
behind it,
Thank you.
fantastic.
Good coordination there.
I love the sound
Right,
of the node system. I like the properties and the professions that you can get associated with them. I like the class system and how you
know, I don't want
basically dual class.
So much, right?
It adds so much variance that
or should I be like one of
I
those
think
other
keeps
tanks,
it
like,
fun.
You touch the mobs,
And
you take.
I just hope that it's never like figured out, you know,
Never
or
my party.
like, oh, the optimal cleric build is to go, you know, like
those
cleric
types of,
warrior or something, you know, and that's the way that you have to play.
But
ironically, Age of Conan is AoC. Played that since 2007. Ashes of Creation is AoC to replace that? Yes.
Because you're not keeping
I mean,
Ooh,
I was a
true.
I was a WoW kid growing up,
Very true.
and so a lot of my experiences came from that, obviously.
Resting
And I
up,
played
get my
like
mana
other
back.
RPG style games, and
So okay,
you know,
talk.
develop my opinions through
I'm
that.
looking behind me. I'm looking behind me. I don't just look at a shed and say views. But
You guys are out of control.
So talk to me a little bit about UI versus action healing, right? Obviously, I have mained healers in the past. One of the things I enjoy between the predictive nature of healing and the reactive nature of it is that, you know, it's very two different tempos, and I like both of them, right? If I have to, you know, kind of. Oh wait, hold on. Before I get into this, what is this? This is a backpack.
Is that a Splint's bag?
I don't touch bags that I don't own. Does one of you guys want to?
Okay, should I do it?
Is this staged?
It'll update the story arc for everyone in the area, right?
I think so.
If somebody can find it. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Got it. Let's see.
Splint's bag. He must be nearby.
Does it update for me? I don't know.
You try clicking it.
Okay, I will say. Oh, it did. It just updated for me.
Okay, gotcha.
Cool. All right, there we go. And as you guys know, obviously UI is very work in progress, or we're still working on it.
But yeah, they have so many different aspects of this game that
kind of reactive healing.
I'm in love with the concept. You know what I mean?
Excuse me. I like the ability for me to kind of have control over the engagement and you know, predict where I'm going to need to.
But also, I play a lot of League of Legends, and I know that that team is putting out their own MMO.
You know, interfacing with my.
I'm a huge fan of the Runeterra universe, so of course, like, I'm excited for that as well.
I tend to
but I'm willing to give anything and all the little things a try. Ashes of Creation just does a good job of showing their process.
Like reactive, because I'm not
and I
used to
can
damage patterns as
appreciate
much
that.
as a healer. But then as you kind of get more familiar and you kind of know what to expect, you can start being a lot more predictive, which can certainly improve your performance. And it's good to have tools for both in any kit.
Oh yeah, for sure. Totally agree. I see Splint across the way.
Oh, is he up there, up on that tower?
Yeah.
See this rope he climbed up with, maybe.
Am I supposed to be killing? Are we killing him, or are we talking to
No,
him?
I think
we're
we're
supposed to. Oh, we're
yeah,
getting a chest key.
Yeah, we're gonna coordinate with him. He wants to get these minotaurs out of the bandit camps. We have to work with the enemy a little bit here.
Okay, so we're going down in this
Yeah,
dry riverbed.
Yeah, I don't want to go through the front entrance. There's like a ton of minotaurs there, so I think we should try and fight through this way, maybe. We got a wolf.
All right. Oh, okay. Little wolf, little baby
Oh
wolf.
my gosh, you dodged my
Hi,
attack.
what about you, Tread? What do you
Yeah,
like
I
about
have
predictive or
opinions
reactive?
on
I
game
definitely
design,
like.
as
the
I'm
more
sure
tools you
you're
give me, the
able to
better,
tell.
Right? I think
Another
we'll,
thing that I
we'll have different specs that
spoke a
lead
little bit
one way or
about in the
other,
past,
for all
but
kinds
I don't
of
think
different
ever, like,
clerics, obviously, as everyone
for a
knows,
video or anything like that,
class system
is a
will,
lot of the armor
you'll be
sets
able to, like,
look
pick your class
too
based on
epic.
primary and sub-archetype.
Not like
and different
if you're gonna
classes
have
will
all these
lean into
epic,
different
fantastic,
directions. Some will be
crazy,
more
cool
predictive. And when we
fantasy
say
armors,
predictive, like, we're
you
usually
need to
talking,
have
like,
some that just look like
hawks and
basic
stuff
bare
are gonna be a lot
bones. I'm
more,
putting on plate, I'm
predictive
putting on
healers,
chainmail,
or, like,
I'm putting on my
pre-shielding,
leathers,
pre-shielding
and even
that
some
kind
that
of
are
thing,
like
whereas,
ripped up,
reactive
you
is
know?
gonna be a lot more like,
You gotta have
instant
stuff that
heals
looks
that
awful,
might,
so that way the stuff that looks great
be less
by
efficient,
comparison,
but
you
more
know?
adaptable to certain situations.
Hopeful that this
Heal
will
me up,
be
Steve.
available on Steam and
I
gain
got you.
Steam.
You're
As many
you're getting that full
support the
deliverance
game.
value
But this
there.
also has
I
a
think
hint
there's a bug on my targeting.
of an
I think I'm
exercise
like,
of
the
a rich
target
dude
switches
getting us
off of me for
excited
some reason.
and it
okay.
falling flat. So many alphas on Steam
My
that are
bad.
amazing.
Well, I see
Yeah.
you're throwing in some condemns
think,
there,
like,
weren't you? You were stunning the.
You can
Yeah, I
tell
was doing a little
through a lot
bit
of
of,
these
yeah.
that like
I was trying to
Nice.
help out.
Good.
Steven,
I like when healers
the Steven
help with
Sharif, the
DPS
guy
and
behind
gameplay.
this,
Do we wanna
he
grab
likes
these
the game.
guys?
I
He
was about to go this
loves
way.
he loves MMOs, and obviously he plays as a
Okay,
healer. He's
right.
very
We
passionate
can,
about
we can do it.
talking
Just sleep the
about
back
No, we
one.
got it. Yeah.
But-
Back
Sleep
up,
a couple of
sleep,
those.
sleep him.
But don't
Nice sleep.
it. As is always the case with
Well
any
done.
Huge
well
sleep.
done.
any games, you should always be
I was gonna
tempering
sneak around, but, you know, we just
tempering
fly
your
to the front door. Why
expectations.
not?
You know,
We need to show off our ability.
Yes.
Maybe
you should
sleep again?
always
Oh,
just
nope,
not
nope.
expect
Has a,
anything good
decent
or
cooldown.
cool because you never know
Sorry,
when
doing
it's
some
going to
good-
fall flat.
Good kiting.
Good example of
Kinda
that.
totally
You remember
kiting these
Cyberpunk
guys.
2077?
I got
Of
a
course,
couple-
everyone
got 3 of them, I
does.
think.
Alright, sleeping.
You remember the hype?
Yeah, healers will be generating.
And then
threat,
you
right?
remember
Like,
the game.
I see they're noticing you're healing, so
Yeah.
they're going after you. It's taking me a bit of effort to get them off you.
I believe in you. Let's see if I can sleep or stun that guy.
Drink my last health potion.
All right, I got you. I
Heal
got you.
2 seconds for the next CC.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you can see through the
Alright,
other
I think I got
healers.
2 of them. Yep.
Oh, perfect.
Got
Perfect.
you. Yeah, give me blessed
Interesting.
weapon too, so you can get some mana back.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
But yeah,
low.
I mean, it is the case of like a lot of games, a lot of MMOs.
Whew.
MMOs are such a huge
Look at
risk
that.
to
Easy
take when it
peasy
comes to
lemon
like
squeezy.
developing
Close.
games.
Winner,
Super
chicken
expensive,
dinner. Any other types of
and
sayings
most
you
of them
wanna add to
just
that?
fall flat.
Not even close, baby.
Yes, thank you.
Great job. Great job.
Yeah, well done. I didn't even get to do my like.
That's why
Wings
it's
of
always,
Salvation,
like,
jump to and.
It's
Oh,
sad
very good.
when the
Look
game
at
that you really
that.
like
Such a good
playing is
combo.
just like, oh, dude, I
It's
really
like-
love this game. I'm having
Yeah, we
fun.
could
You
just
know,
go,
I'm finding
we were gonna
like,
sneak around
friends
and-
I want to
actually,
play
yeah,
it.
sneak around. I wanna
And then
sneak
just
around.
slowly but surely,
No. Stop.
it starts to
Wait,
die off
there's
in
more.
popularity, and then
There's
it's
more
just
wolves.
like, you know.
All right, let's
Well, I don't play an
Let's have a time,
MMO
yeah.
for
Don't do anything after.
I
a
can all
solo
crazy
player
here.
experience. I play it for the community, and
Oh,
you know,
okay.
when there's not a community there, then it's
Let's just sleep
heartbreaking.
This wolf over here, or not sleep, but
Just put him down.
I do like the look of the cleric gameplay though.
F. I think I just
Got another
used
wolf spawn.
I mean, it's a little bit silly right now with what they're doing, but
Okay, there we go. That's not too bad.
Alright, come down this way.
the way that he's using the abilities and sort of like,
This way.
you know,
The side entrance.
We didn't have to do any.
seeing how they all work. I feel like over time, as a
But then how else would we?
you know,
not,
as any player,
how
as
else
you
would
gain
we
levels, you're
farm?
gonna sort of
Yeah,
find that
that's right. Come on,
rhythm,
bro.
and as you gain new abilities, learn to
This is
incorporate
cool.
that.
Okay, so like a little back entrance.
I could easily see that
Switch on
happening
the
with,
gate.
you know,
We can sneak around
We
these
should be
guys.
careful.
all the different classes in
Be
this
careful
game.
area, though, 'cause
They all sort of have that, you know, look of there's going to be some sort of rhythm,
Yeah, you know, this,
and that's
I
always
feel
fun.
like we can probably pull a little bit extra and see just how much we can tax this healer. What do you guys think?
All right. I'll pull these 3 up here and maybe that 4th one.
Because it's like
Let's
There we
do
go.
it.
Get a little bit of,
going back to the look of the abilities.
Oh god, there's a wolf.
Wolf on me.
You want your abilities to look
Oh,
impactful.
morph through the gate.
But if
it's
every
good.
single
I'm gonna
ability
stun- I'm
looks
gonna stun the wolf.
crazy and impactful,
Nice,
Drop
nice.
the wolf
Alright, I'm
first.
taking
then it's the same
stun
thing with the
heals.
armor. Then none of them do, you know? It looks a lot less special when
Alright, I've got
everybody's able to
You
like
get these. I'll get aggro.
focus
crack
fire,
the
focus
sky
fire. Yeah,
and
try to
bring
AoE
down the
crit.
wrath of God.
AoE
You
it all
know?
down. Big AoE. I do a trip.
I'm doing a delayed heal. Yes, maximum AoE power.
Blizzard time.
Are you doing the wave attack too? Yeah,
Yes.
that one's so good. Oh, we got
There's
it.
a delayed heal.
Nice. Getting all the value out of it. Try to get out.
Some judgment. Okay.
It's kind of cool.
Throwing a sleep out.
AoE breaking down
We got it.
waves.
Easy.
That was super easy. Either that or I'm just a literal god of a healer. Okay, probably isn't.
No, you're doing good.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
using the full
Well,
kit.
there was
Thank you. Here, have a barrier.
there's a few other
That
MMOs that I
compliment.
played that. What's that?
Okay. Alright.
Gonna drive me crazy that I can't remember the
Good
name
job,
of it.
team. Here. Yeah, great
Well
job.
done.
Great job.
I've got one more.
We need to have a discussion with world design for this population. I mean, it's not challenging enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
double it.
You have 100 Minotaurs in here.
Double it! Respawn rate, 10 seconds!
Here, I'll do another group here.
Sorry, I'm getting a bit
Oh, yeah,
distracted
let's do that.
from what I was talking about,
guys.
but
Don't break.
If I can grab
my point
that.
still
sorry.
stands.
Sorry.
I like the look of the cleric stuff.
I just trust. I trust now.
Oh,
No.
Yeah, just trust. You're good.
I have full faith in my healer.
I bought some additional mobs.
current area looks like
Okay.
Black
Oh,
Desert
God.
Light. That's
Oh
true.
my god.
We're getting a little cocky here.
I know, we're good.
He flew too close to the sun.
2 seconds on sleep.
Okay.
AoE. Alright, sleep coming out now.
All right. All right. I think.
Hold on now.
Nice, nice. All right. There we go. Okay. Back it up.
Okay, helping myself.
Oh yeah, they're on you. Trying to get them off you.
Oh my god. I'm dying.
That was
Well-
kind of impressive.
I'm running a little bit.
I think they're off you.
Okay, I'm now healing you again.
We need some huge heals. Oh, I'm using my tank cooldown. Let's take
I'm
additional
using the
healing.
divine infusion.
Oh yes. Perfect.
Okay, pretty cool.
Still on.
I'm healing myself. My mana is definitely going down.
We got this. We're almost gonna kill some.
Come on. Let me put down these chains. Healing myself again.
Sleep again. Stay on the rain collar. Or the left rain collar, I guess.
Okay, I'll send a rain caller.
I'm
One
gonna
of the
stun
three
this
rings.
other rain collar.
We got it. We got it now.
I am completely
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool combat.
Oh no.
Alright, we made it. We did it. We did it!
I'm running. I'm running.
I'll do the killing blow on this guy.
I'm running.
Wait, what are you ready for?
Okay. Well, I was at 60 health now, and they're still. Okay, we got it. We got it.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Whew.
Here, have this hot.
How much longer they got left in this?
Oh, that thing.
Oh, it's almost done.
That was pretty epic.
That's some good pulls here.
That was pretty fun.
I think it looks
that was
good.
actually pretty fun. I enjoyed that as a healer. That was
I just-
oh shit
I
moment,
can't
and
wait
there
to
were
see what the
oh
other
shit
classes
buttons
look
for me
like.
to
What-
press.
We were talking about this.
What
mana
ideas
not
they
being
have in
balanced, but I
store
think that was
for 'em.
pretty good. Like you ran out of mana
'Cause
just
you got
right at
your-
the end of that fight. Like it's pretty good.
So
Good first
That is
pass.
true.
tank, cleric,
That's not too bad. Now we're
mage.
gonna talk to
Gamers in
Splinter.
chat.
Those are super obvious
game.
archetypes. Everybody knows what's popping with
See, and
mage,
everybody says
cleric,
I
and tank.
am
Tank, you get a little bit more
crazy
versatility
player.
because they
This
just
is
went
how,
with
you
like
know. Oh, okay.
a guy.
This-
Like tank is not like a class.
This guy's
Usually it's
kinda
like
cool. What's
warrior,
he doing?
you know, or something like that. But
Hello,
still,
friend.
Splint.
Splint.
have you
Talk
gone
to
over
me.
what happens when someone
Nobody
dies,
mentioned
run back,
locking
etc.?
horns with Minotaurs.
Have they gone over it?
Okay, we need to go unlock
They just
a
seem to be
chest.
so close to death, and yet
He's not
they're
budging. Here.
yet their
Key.
awasomeness pulls
I've
through.
gotten the key.
I think
Okay,
that it's
nice.
like
I think the chest
standard,
is in the
like
main
you
building
know,
somewhere.
So yeah, let's go down.
die and you
Well,
have to walk
uh,
back to respawn,
we,
something like that.
Just even
I
rest a
can't
little bit,
remember
you're still,
exactly what the
we're
respawn
pretty low on
system is,
mana.
but they have gone over it in the
I
past.
would be down to rest.
Well, we should probably.
And
go this way.
there
I
was
actually- I
an
guess we can
Alpha
run through this a
1
little bit.
playtest or an
Let's get
Alpha
the
2
building.
playtest that was
That
like
building here.
aired and like streamers made videos about it and like stuff like that.
Let's see if we can just.
I didn't participate because I'm not about to
this whole area.
spend a bunch of money on like
I don't
the,
think there's anyone
you know, the
in
alpha
here.
entry package.
we
You know what I mean?
Down
But yeah,
Oh, down
it's
here?
pretty cool.
Dark
In
here.
the
Okay.
crypt.
I think that's the I think
Right.
that's the mechanic. It's like your classic run
Give
back.
us some light. Hold on. I gotta give us some light.
Very nice. Oh yeah, Trad's got some good.
Yeah, very
Follow
nice.
the lights.
Follow the
Oh.
light.
Here it is.
Ooh.
So we're working together with
What is
Splint,
this?
the bandit leader.
Wait, hold on. I wonder what happens if I put this shield on you while you have your shield on.
I got
Ooh.
got 15 seconds on that.
double shield.
Double shield.
That's what you got in the
Hey,
chat.
that was cool. It let loose this massive explosion.
We'll
What did
still
that
buy
do?
it of note.
I think
I didn't see
working
fall
together with
damage
Splint to
from that bananas jump they
activate this
did.
Find the
ancient
ninja
chest
turtles?
to.
There will be fall damage
We're
as well.
awakening some old spirits.
From my
Try to
understanding.
drive out the Minotaurs. I think that's the plan here.
Oh, this
So,
is
there's
I
beautiful.
mean, you
stairway.
can't have a game like this without fall
What's the next
damage.
part of the fight?
It's,
To light the-
it's too
light the signal
ridiculous.
fire? Light the brazier.
I'm running up
Oh wait, we
into
lost you.
this area. Uh-oh. Where'd you guys go?
Steven, oh there you are. Look to your left.
There.
Where?
Over here.
Oh. Hey, how do I get over there?
Oh, actually, yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right. There we go.
I'm gonna go upstairs even more over here.
Oh, nice. This is beautiful. Environment did a great job with this. Zachary and
Like
Tristan.
they very clearly have like a
Looks really
good
great.
team
Looks
of
cool
people
as
working
fuck.
on this game, which is
Good-
also
great
nice.
job.
Like that's always cool to see.
Beautiful. Oh, look at
Oh,
this.
there it is. Nice.
Like look at that environment. Come
Well,
on.
This was a cool little incursion into. Oh, look at this!
Oh, the zombies.
We have lit the beacon, and the zombies have overtaken the Minotaurs.
Oh,
They're
God.
still Minotaur corpses.
God, dude, we missed the bloodshed.
I think we did all the work.
Ooh.
Yeah,
we
true.
did
To
do
be
all the
honest, these
work.
zombies shouldn't get any credit.
That's super cool. Very cool. Well, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this brief look at the update. Well, not brief, but look at the update of the Cleric
50-minute look
archetype
at the update.
and what you'll be expecting in Alpha 2. Obviously, your feedback is incredibly important to us. Please keep in mind, everything is a work in progress, and we use your feedback as part of our iteration process. So if you can give us your thoughts and what you enjoyed, what you thought could be done better.
All right. Well, I gave my thoughts on it. I think the Cleric kit looks cool. I think that's all the more I have to say about it. Everything else I said during the video. So, yeah. That's gonna do it for the video that I'm recording. So yeah, that's done. Goodbye.